The Serengeti at dawn is a place of impossible beauty and absolute cruelty. In this moment, when the sun beats the earth in spilled gold, life awakens. Predators and prey, birth and death, everything happens in the same instant. Dr. David Kingsley walks alone through tall grass. 39 years old, 15 years dedicated to Africa. His eyes are trained to read signs that most people would never see. The scar on his left arm is witness to dangerous encounters he survived. The wedding ring around his neck is a reminder of an encounter from which he did not survive to return. He is documenting feeding patterns, routine work that leaves him free to think, until the ground begins to vibrate. The footsteps are heavy, rapid, getting closer. David stops immediately. His body recognizes danger before his mind processes it. Large animal, very large, approaching fast. He moves to the nearest acacia tree, not for safety, for advantage. From an elevated point, he can see what emerges from the grass makes him stop. A mother elephant, 5 tons of muscle and absolute desperation. Her ears are open, not the threat display of an animal defending territory, but the signal of a mother losing her son. Her trunk is raised. Her eyes search. Her eyes find David's, and she stops, 20 meters away, breathing heavily, her entire body trembling. She looks at him, just looks, as if asking, "Can you help? Do you understand?" David does not run, does not hide. He understands. The mother makes a sound, not a cry of attack, but a low roar that David feels in his chest. It is a sound of absolute desperation. It is a plea. She turns slowly and walks back in the direction she came. A few steps ahead, she stops and looks back. The gesture is universal, clear, unequivocal. "Follow me." They walk together. David never puts his hand on her. She never touches him. But there is understanding between them that transcends species. The mother walks fast, but not in panic. She knows exactly where she is going. 10 minutes later, when they reach the clearing, the smell hits them first. Blood, infection, death approaching. A baby elephant cow is lying in the shadow of the largest acacia tree. 1 year old, perhaps 400 kilograms. Her eyes are open, but glazed with pain. Her breathing is rapid, shallow, the breathing of an animal in crisis. Around her left hind leg, wire is coiled. It is not simple wire. It is the barbed type, the cruel type, the type that cuts through flesh and buries itself in bone. The wire cut deep, very deep. Blood has dried black where the old wound is. Fresh blood still drips from open wounds. The leg is swollen to twice its normal size. The skin around the wire is deep purple, transitioning to pale gray. Dead tissue. David approaches slowly. The mother stands behind him, not attacking, just watching, trusting. He kneels near the calf. His fingers trace the wire carefully. His mind is calculating, analyzing, understanding the problem. The wire is not just around the leg. It is through the bone. The metal passed directly through the metatarsus. If he pulls, the bone breaks. Compound fracture. In the wild, that means death. But leaving the wire means death in 24 hours. He pulls out his portable thermometer, places it against the calf's ear. 39.4 degrees Celsius. Sepsis. Systemic infection spreading through the body like an invader. David takes out his satellite phone. His hands are trembling. "Cobus?" "It's David. Eastern Acacia Clearing. Now, bring the medical kit and call Amara. Tell her I'm bringing a critical case. 1-year-old calf. Barbed wire through bone. Severe infection." "Yes, I know. I know it's serious." He closes the phone. Cobus arrives in 20 minutes. 54 years old. 30 years of SAVANNA. His eyes see the scene and understand everything. "Did the mother bring you here?" "Came directly. Knew I could help." Cobus looks at the mother with new respect. "She trusted you." "Yes." They approach with extreme care. The calf tries to fight, but her strength is almost gone. They lift her with careful support. David joins his hands under the calf's body. Cobus does the same on the other side. When they lift her, the calf cries out. It is a sound like a child's scream. Raw, vulnerable, pure desperation. The mother makes a low sound. Not a threat, Encouragement, as if to say, let them take you. I trust. You must trust. They place her on the transport platform. Cobus immediately begins administering fluids through a portable 4. The needle enters the vein. Clear fluid begins to flow. The mother approaches the vehicle. Her trunk extends, touches her calf one last time. Just a few seconds. But in those seconds, she is checking, understanding, saying goodbye, and perhaps saying, bring him back. The truck moves across the savannah at urgent speed. Dr. Amara Okonkwo waits at the clinic. 36 years old, trained in London, trained in Nairobi. Her eyes analyze the wound in seconds. The wire is through the bone, she says, her voice low but precise. If I apply direct force, complete fracture. If the leg fractures, it won't work anymore. David already knows the answer, but asks anyway. If we don't operate, sepsis kills in 24 hours. Maybe 36 if she is strong. But she will die, for certain. Then we operate. Amara agrees. She started her career believing she should save everything. She learned that was impossible. But when there is a chance, even an impossible chance, you try. You are obliged to try. The next 6 hours are war against infection and time and broken bone. The camera shows David watching, shows Cobus monitoring vital signs, shows Amara's hands moving instruments with absolute precision. We see the moment when the wire begins to come out, millimeter by millimeter. Every movement is calculated. No error is tolerated. And then the wire is free. The infected metal comes out, black with blood and corruption. Amara sets it aside, her eyes, skin looking for fractures, pauses on every millimeter of exposed bone. After 30 seconds that feel like 30 minutes. The bone held. David closes his eyes. The calf wakes on the second day of recovery. Her eyes open. She is confused, disoriented, but she is alive. The fever breaks on the 3rd day. By the 5th day, she stands up. Her limp is visible, permanent. It will remain like this for life. But she bears weight on the wounded leg. She is healing. By the 7th day, she is eating. Her ribs, once prominent, begin to show health. On the 8th day, David receives the news he has been waiting for. The mother has returned to the territory. She has been calling all day. She is waiting. They bring the calf back to the clearing where she was found. The mother appears through the trees. She sees her calf and her pace quickens. Not charge. A mother returning to her son. The calf rises to her feet. Her wounded leg trembles under her weight, but it holds. They touch. The mother's trunk passes over the calf's body like a final diagnosis, checking every part, understanding that her son is truly alive, that he has been returned. Other elephants emerge from the trees. The entire herd gathers. They touch the calf with their trunks, confirm his return. The matriarch looks and makes a low sound of approval. The group begins to move together, mother and calf side by side, the calf limping slightly, but moving, steady, with his family, alive. David and Cobus stay behind, watching as they disappear into the golden savannah. The camera returns to David. He is touching the chain around his neck. His wife, Jane's ring. She knew, he says to the disappearing elephants. Somehow, she understood that I could help, that humans can be more than predators, can be saviors. He pauses. This is conservation. It is not publishing papers. It is not being safe in a laboratory. It is showing up. It is when an animal comes to you asking for help, you respond, and you fight, and you refuse to accept the impossible. Cobus stands beside him. She will limp for the rest of her life, David continues. But she will live. She will run. She will have calves of her own. And a new generation will exist because a mother came to a human and said, "Please, save my son." 2 years later, the calf gave birth to her own calf. A new generation. Because a mother asked for help. Because a man answered. Because in the Serengeti, not everything is impossible.